What's up everybody, my name's Dan, I'm the Director of Product at Mous. The Apple iPhone 16 has just been announced and I'm here to give you a run through of our biggest and most advanced lineup of cases ever. Let's take a look. Every year there are so many new phones coming out and it's a real challenge for phone case manufacturers. We need to up our designs no matter what every year. And we could just take what we've done before and transfer that to the new phones, but at Mous we don't want to do that. We want to constantly challenge ourselves to do a better product every single time. And we set our engineers and our designers that challenge of every time we do a new phone case, make it that little bit better. And it's not easy, and the team put in a huge amount of effort in to make that happen. And this year, we've gone even further above and beyond. We've made all of our cases thinner, on average 27% thinner, as well as reaching out to customers, looking at all of the feedback that you guys give us and fixing some of those issues and just generally improving everything that we've got. We know that durability and protection is super important to people, particularly Mous customers, but we also have to balance that with the form and the function and the usability of the case. So this year we've really focused on finding that balance between making sure that our products are still protective, still durable, but also as thin as they can possibly be. Quick overview of what we've got coming this year. Firstly, Limitless, which is 25% thinner than it has been in previous years, as well as Intralock, which is also 25% thinner. Clarity, both with the MagSafe and without the MagSafe, are both 32% thinner than they have been. And Super Thin is now even thinner at 15% thinner than it has been. We've also got some new colors this year in the wallets, the Super Thin range, and the Limitless range, which I'll show you in just a second.
Sorry to interrupt guys, but we're giving away an iPhone 16 Pro as part of this video. So this iPhone launch, the content team at Mous are going to be traveling to every single Apple store in the UK to throw an iPhone in a Mous case in front of the store. In order to win the iPhone 16 Pro, you need to answer this question correctly. How many miles will we cover as part of the 40 stores challenge? That includes when we go to hotels, meals, so we don't even know how many miles it's going to be, but we will record it exactly. And the closest person to that number in the comments will win the iPhone. You have to be subscribed to our channel and you have to like this video to be in the running. Best of luck.
So let's start by taking a look at Limitless 6. Limitless is really the range that kicked it all off for us at Mous. It's the product that we went to crowdfunding with, and it's really the formation of the entire business. We have been working on this range of products for about 10 years now, and every single time we launch something, we iterate and make it even better. We started with Limitless 1, the product that we've got here, and it had issues, but we learned from that, we moved on, and we continued to improve every single time. We updated the magnets, we updated the construction up to Limitless 3 when Apple released MagSafe, and we continued to improve and learn from that as well until we finally ended up with the cases that you see in front of us today. I know that some of you may have experienced some debonding issues with some of our earlier cases, particularly the Limitless 1, and I am so sorry about that firstly. If you don't know what that is, basically it's where the soft TPU side peels away from the harder PC back after a couple of years of use, and it's a difficult issue to solve. A lot of cases suffer this. When you want to have that mix of stiff back plates and soft sides to be able to get your case in there, it's a tough thing. Usually people rely on just the adhesion, just the fact that you'll have two hot plastics running over each other, bonding and melting together to keep those two plastics together. But that's the issue that we've seen, where that is just not durable enough over a long period of time. So after many, many years of development and many, many trial and error phases, we've got to a place with Limitless 6 now where we're not just relying on that adhesion between the different types of plastics, but we also have mechanical interlocks so that the different plastics are actually flowing into each other and between each other. So if you imagine interlocking your fingers like this, physically gripping each other so that that debonding is much, much harder to occur. Right, so let's talk about what's new. The most obvious thing you're going to notice is we have added two new colors to the range in the sand and the marine blue. These have matching wallets and they also match our range of backpacks as well. There's also been some pretty wholesale changes to Limitless this year as we've made the whole thing 25% thinner. And that was a really difficult challenge to do whilst maintaining the durability and the protection of the case. One of the really obvious things on these cases you're going to see is Apple's new button on the side here, and it being thinner actually makes that interaction much, much better. The whole ergonomics of the case is designed for you to be able to use this button as easily as possible. In order to keep that protection, we've added in some reinforcement on the corners, which are some of the most sensitive areas during a drop, both with the AeroShock on the inside, but also with this additional TPU on the outside. Just like before, we have the floating buttons to give you that optimum tactile feeling when you're using the phone, as well as the lanyard holes for our additional accessories, raised camera lip for that protection on backdrops. Obviously, us being Mous, one of the most important things is protection, and there's a lot of things that we do in the design of these cases to make sure they are as protective as they can possibly be. Firstly, we use a stiff polycarbonate backplate to give you that real stiff feeling and prevent any torsion or twisting during a drop that might damage your phone. On top of that, we have the AeroShock, which helps to spread the load and the stress caused through any impact or drops of the phone. We also have this microfiber inlay on the inside, which is a nice soft material, which allows any dust or debris that might be getting into the back of your case through the camera hole or some of the portholes to not scratch or damage your phone or provide a point load for the back of your glass to break. As well as being protective, all of our Limitless 6.0 cases contain MagSafe compatible magnets, which means you can use all of your favorite MagSafe accessories with our cases. The magnets in these cases have been designed according to Apple's design guidelines, which means that when you're using a wireless charger like this one, you're going to get the maximum possible wireless charging speeds. We are continually expanding our wireless charging offering as well as the cases. We have just launched a Qi 2 wireless charging pad as part of our modular system, and we are soon to be launching a Qi 2 stand as well, so keep your eyes peeled. Moving on, let's take a look at our Clarity 3.0 lineup, both with and without MagSafe and in iridescent and clear. So there's been a lot of changes to Clarity this year. One of the most obvious ones you're going to notice is the texture on the side of the phones. There's a couple of reasons we did this. Firstly, it's to give it that more sophisticated and sleek look, but also it really helps with the grip when you're holding your phone so that you don't drop it in the first place. We've also added in the grip ribs from our Limitless series into Clarity this year, again to help with that grip and really make sure you've got a secure hold on your phone. On top of that, we've got a lot of those features that I talked about with Limitless. So again, this case is thinner than it's ever been before. We have the insert buttons, the floating buttons for a tactile feel. We have the cutout for Apple's new button, lanyard holes, all of the ports that you would expect. And then another big change for this year is the reinforcement to the camera. This was a big change for us this year to make sure that on those backdrops, your camera is fully protected with full 360 coverage all of the way around. With these cases being clear, one of the biggest issues you have to deal with is yellowing. And yellowing can come from a lot of different areas. It comes from UV, it comes from sweat, it comes from makeup, it comes from random fluids that you might get in your cases, and it's a difficult thing to stop. What? Do I need to do that again then? And it's a difficult problem to solve. What we've done is, firstly, all of our products, all of our Clarity cases are made using polycarbonate. This in itself is a highly UV resistant material. That is then covered with an IML film, which is a PET film, which again helps to limit the exposure of those plastics to any of those chemicals or any of those UV rays like I spoke about. One of the biggest offenders for yellowing in clear cases is TPU, which is why we've made the decision to make this black on the side of our cases so that you're never going to experience any of that dirty yellowing that you might see on a clear TPU case. Another big issue with clear cases is scratching. You don't want to see big scratches on the back of your case and ruin that image of your phone. And the way we deal with that is again through that IML film. We have a hard IML film on the outside of all of these cases, which provides that additional layer of anti-scratch resistance. And just like Limitless, we have our MagSafe variants of these cases, so if you want to use your accessories with a clear case, you can. So next up, let's take a look at our newest range of phone cases, our super thin range. Mous has really been known for extreme protection over the years, so when we first brought out this range, which is a little bit more everydayer, we were amazed by the response from our customers. So this year, we've brought it back and we've made the range even bigger, adding in 2 new colors with the sand and the marine blue. And then also the biggest change, we're adding in a clear variant, both without and with MagSafe magnets. We know that people who like the super thin cases really love the original form factor of the phone and want it to have as unintrusive as a case as possible, but still want that Mous level of everyday protection. So taking that to the next level, we're bringing in the clear variant of our super thin cases for people who want to still see the natural beauty of their phone whilst maintaining that little bit of protection. Similar to some of the issues I spoke about with Clarity, clear cases suffer from 2 main things, scratches and yellowing. For this one, the whole case is made of PC, so like I mentioned before, PC is naturally a really UV resistant material. On top of that, our clear, super thin cases have an anti-scratch layer painted on top of them to provide that extra bit of anti-scratch resistance. And finally, we have the added camera lip protection here to give you that full 360 coverage to protect your camera throughout a drop. We never know what colors Apple are going to bring out on their phones, so having a clear case like this means that you can really show off those new colors that they bring out. Let me know in the comments which color's your favorite this year. And then looking at the colored super thins, this year we've got the black and the forest green that we've had before and then adding in the marine blue and the sand, again matching with the wallets that we have, as well as some of our backpacks as well. These cases all have the microfiber inlay on the inside for dirt and ingress. They have the camera protection with this lip going all the way around on the outside, as well as having these corner cuts here. A lot of the times you'll see with these thinner cases, they're very easy to crack, particularly when you're putting the phone in and out. And a big reason for that is the material has nowhere to go when it's trying to flex out. So having these little slits in the corner means that there's enough room for a little bit of flex there for your phone to get in without cracking the case. And finally, let's take a look at Intralock and our range of accessories. Intralock is really the expansion of what Mous has always been about, adding functionality to your cases. We've been doing magnetic functionality for years, and Intralock takes that to the next level by allowing you to use your phone in so many new scenarios that would have never been possible before. The mechanism works by using these two actuating teeth. Each of them are individually actuating, so you can move them on their own. And when these are pressed in, you connect it to your phone, and those teeth hook in on the inside and give you a really secure connection. And this means that scenarios that previously just the magnets in your case wouldn't have been strong enough to allow you to use them in suddenly become possible. So taking it on a boat, putting it on your bike, taking it golfing, putting it on prams, there's so many different things that you can do with this range. And we have so many different accessories that allow you to do pretty much whatever you want. So taking a look at the case itself, just like Limitless, this year the Intralock case is 25% thinner. We've included the new space for Apple's new button, as well as having all of those features that we love, the floating buttons for the power and volume, the lanyard hole, the matte texture for additional grip, as well as the grip ribs on the side, and then of course, for added protection, the bumps on the outside of the case and AeroShock on the inside. With Intralock, slightly differently to Limitless, we use a silicone inside layer instead of a microfiber because of the added functionality this case gives you. People are going to be using it in some more rugged and extreme environments, so this material is much better for dealing with wet and dirty environments. Sorry about the noise in this one. We are in an active workshop, so I hope you can still hear what I've been talking about. If you did like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, drop a comment down of any questions you've got, and I will see you in the next one. And I will see you in the next one.